This is EBC Sports International. This week's stories, our EBC correspondent hits the slopes to learn the basics of snowboarding. Vegas Golden Knights square off against LA Kings in the playoffs. Manny Pacquiao fires longtime trainer Freddie Roach. Toughing out the Tough Mudder obstacle race in Miami. Gamers compete in the 2018 Halo Championships in Seattle. Plus, the WNBA draft is held at the Nike headquarters in New York. Hello everyone, I'm Ken Cruz, bringing you the sports news from around the globe. Spring is here, but it's never too late to learn the basics of snowboarding for next winter. EBC New York correspondent Maynard Benadai hit the slopes at Camelback Mountain Resort in Tannersville, Pennsylvania.
Snowboarding has been a very popular winter sport and hobby. We see it on TV, all over the internet, and even in movies. But is it that easy to learn? Now we're here in Camelback Mountain Resort in Tannersville, Pennsylvania. Let's hit the slopes and see what people have to say.
Snowboarding is definitely not easy. It looks easy, like on TV and commercials, but just getting used to having your legs locked in place, I think. If you're skateboarding or if you're playing basketball, your legs are free. But in snowboarding, it's a lot about subtle movement. My advice to first-time snowboarders or skiers is definitely go with friends. Preferably ones who are more experienced so they can show you. Dress in layers. Don't dress really warmly because, well, if you're wearing layers, you can always take off a layer if it's too hot. And then start from the beginning, you know? Just take your time. It seems like it's really hard, but as the day goes by, you'll see you get a lot better.
First and foremost, wear thick ski pants. It helps when you fall. We'd recommend knee pads as well. You'll be falling on your knees and you're behind as well. Go with friends because it's boring by yourself and not as safe.
I think the main thing to do is to get out there. Time on the board is the key thing, just to get out and do more repetitive, go up and down, up and down. The other thing that I would look for is snow. Get good conditions. Obviously, if it's very cold, the ice becomes a little harder. For the beginner, that can be a bit intimidating, especially with the sound. So look at the weather reports. Even if it's raining, the snow will be nice and soft. Go out in the rain and just play around, but time on the board.
It might be difficult at first, but with patience and a lot of practice, you'll be riding the slopes in no time. I am Maynard Benadai from the New York EBC Bureau, and I am 1 with 25.
Thanks, Maynard. We transition now from the snow on the slopes to the ice on the rink. The Vegas Golden Knights are the first expansion franchise team in any major sport to end their first season with a winning record. Here's how fans reacted on the team's Game 2 victory against the LA Kings. EBC Las Vegas Bureau correspondent Anna Cui reports outside the T-Mobile Arena.
Hockey, or should I say Vegas Golden Knight, is definitely in the air here in Las Vegas as the first round of the National Hockey League Western Conference playoff continues. And Game 2 goes into double overtime. T-Mobile Arena has a record crowd of 18,588 inside, but we definitely can't ignore these fans outside the arena showing their support with as much anticipation of how this game will end.
Oh, Vegas is going to win. Hopefully, definitely. Vegas strong, baby!
Vegas strong. How do you guys feel about this whole
super
Vegas
excited,
match?
super excited. I love it. I'm a huge fan.
Have you been following them ever since?
Ever since. I've been about 4 games.
4 games,
yeah.
We don't even watch hockey that much, but it's a team in Vegas, so it's our team now.
One thing is for sure, this hockey team has become a staple in this town. Locals have embraced this team as their very own Vegas-born. Even the giant Statue of Liberty on the Las Vegas Strip now dons a 620-pound Vegas Golden Knights jersey.
just as these fans had hoped, Vegas Golden Knights wins 2-1 against the LA Kings, and we hear from some of them.
Oh, you better believe it. We are so excited. We went to the first one, now the second one.
Golden Knights with the win. We knew this would happen, and it happened.
What do you want to say to the team as they go to LA?
Sweep, baby, sweep. We're gonna sweep them. For inaugural season, we're going to sweep. Go Knights, go. Let's go.
It is the most incredible win I've ever seen in my life. Hockey is the best sport I've ever known, that I've ever seen. I love to live in Vegas. I love the fact that we're here. And I love the fact that we are Vegas strong.
What do you want to say to the team as they go to LA?
Congratulations. Good luck. Keep up that great work, teamwork. Yes. Thank you.
We're going Tuesday. We're going Tuesday to. Oh, going to LA, but. Oh, without doubt.
Let's go now!
And Vegas Golden Knights wins the second game of this playoff, with the fans celebrating and some of them even going to LA on their third game. From the Las Vegas Bureau, I'm Anna Cui, and I'm one with 25.
Thanks, Anna. Up next, Manny Pacquiao fires longtime trainer Freddie Roach, and toughing out the Tough Mudder obstacle race in Miami, Florida. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is EBC Sports International. On Friday, Manny Pacquiao fired his longtime trainer, Freddie Roach. Roach and Pacquiao worked together for nearly 16 years as Roach molded the 39-year-old boxer to be one of the greatest champions in history. In a statement, Roach appreciated the times he worked with Pacquiao, which he said was longer than most marriages and certainly a rarity for boxing. Though he was hurt on his termination, Roach wished nothing but the best for the Filipino boxer and congressman. Pacquiao, who hasn't fought since losing his WBO crown to Jeff Horn in Brisbane, California last July, is scheduled to return to the ring to fight Argentina's Lucas Mathis on July 15th in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. How tough is the Tough Mudder race? EBC Florida correspondent Renee Suarez reports from sunny Miami.
It's a bright and sunny day here in Miami where hundreds of athletes come to compete in the world's toughest obstacle race, the Tough Mudder. Since its inaugural season in 2010, the Tough Mudder has become one of the pinnacles of elite obstacle course racing. The famous 10 to 13 mile race stood out as one of the longest obstacle course races. It then introduced the Tough Mudder Half in 2016, giving runners the option to run half the distance as the full course. This year, it launched an even shorter distance course, the Tough Mudder 5K. Now in its 8th year of existence, the Tough Mudder has released a racing series across the globe. The Tougher Mudder, the 10-mile full competitive race. The Toughest Mudder, an 8-hour race testing the fortitude of racers through the night. The World's Toughest Mudder, a competition inviting athletes from all over the world to truly test their endurance for 24 hours. And the newest Tough Mudder X, a 1-mile race for the ultimate Blitzkrieg showdown. Here in Miami, we asked participants after their run what makes the Tough Mudder a race they would keep going to.
I'm here because I love to do obstacle races and mud runs, and they don't often come to Miami, so I do all of them that I can when they come here. Tough Mudder has probably the most teamwork-based obstacles. Even when you're in the competitive heat or whatever, you're allowed help, and you're allowed to help and receive help from your fellow competitors, which I love.
I run a lot of obstacle races every year, so this is just another one I wanted to try, and the Tougher Mudder is something that I just wanted to get out here against the elites and see how I do.
Everybody here is just here to help you out to win, and whether you're running and just needing somebody to talk to you and encourage you to keep on going, or when you get to the obstacle, maybe just helping you pull it up through, and then it makes you motivated to help the other person behind you too. So it's cool.
We also asked the staff of Tough Mudder why they launched a shorter course like the 5K and what the future holds for this world-known race.
It's part of an overall process that we're doing in bringing in new customers, and one of the things that we saw that we were missing was a real beginner level that allowed entry and non-super fitness focused people to enter into the Tough Mudder family of brands, and it's a great touch point for people to really get to experience what Tough Mudder is all about without having to do some of our bigger and badder obstacles like electroshock therapy, and it gives participants a great opportunity to get out there, get off the couch, have some fun while getting a little bit of a taste of what Tough Mudder is all about. We're constantly trying to innovate, and we're constantly trying to create new touch points for our customers. So whether that's on the race side series and competitive events as we expand with our television partners, or whether it's in our challenge series, which is about getting people out of their comfort zones and trying to get them out and having fun. I think there's constantly a way of innovating, and whether that's from our obstacles or whether creating new events, shorter formats or longer formats, we're always looking to push the button.
As Miami participants finally grit through this 8-year OCR tradition, they've built themselves through camaraderie and endurance. Until next year, signing off from Miami, Florida, I am Renee Suarez with the EBC Florida Bureau, and I'm always 1 with 25.
Coming up, gamers compete in the 2018 Halo Championships in Seattle, and the WNBA is held at the Nike headquarters in New York. That's next. EBC Sports International will return in a moment. And we're back. This is EBC Sports International. I'm Ken Cruz. Now for esports news. EBC Seattle Bureau correspondent Michael Hudson takes us through the 2018 Halo Championships.
Do you ever wonder if it pays to play video games? In the world of competitive esports, players here seem to think so. 16 teams from all over the world have gathered here in Seattle, Washington to battle it out for a shared prize of $1 million. So why is everyone here today? One word: Halo. This game title is a first-person shooter, one of Xbox's exclusive titles. The evolution of this game over the years has allowed it to be a mainstay in the esports world. As this was my first experience covering an esports event, I had no idea what to expect.
That flag looks like it will be returned.
Fans lined up to see the best teams in the competitive circuit duke it out for the right to be called the Halo World Champions of 2018. 2 screens showed the live action as commentators did play-by-play announcements for the fans in attendance, as well as to the various online streams broadcasting around the world.
It's literally the best recipe for a competitive game. That's what it is. It's the core of like competitive. It's just the legacy of Halo, like everything about it, the whole package is just amazing.
The event wasn't also for the spectators to just watch. There were also demos, merchandise, as well as mixers for casual gameplay. There was even a tournament for anyone to play Classic Free-for-All with a $10,000 prize. Take a listen to some of the action. At the end, there were 2 teams remaining. The first team was Team Tox, the 2-time defending world champion, against the hottest team, which was Team Splice. It wasn't even close, as Team Splice dominated the entire tournament, dethroning the defending champs 4-0 to become world champions for 2018.
I see esports like every year, it just keeps growing, you know? Exponential rates, in my opinion, you know? Everybody's starting to know about esports. Everybody's starting to know about gaming.
I think when my son was growing up,
a lot of kids that weren't that great at sports did this. You know, before when I was young, you were bad, but you still played baseball. Now you're going to go play on the computer. I just think there's going to be a wave, millions of people doing it.
This was definitely a great sight to see for everybody involved. Congratulations to the Halo champion this year. I'm Michael Hudson reporting from Seattle, Washington, and I am 1 with 25.
Thanks, Mike. From the West Coast to the East Coast, WNBA welcomes 10 of the nation's best women basketball players to its league. EBC News correspondent Tenny Samagi with a report on this year's draft from the Nike headquarters in Midtown Manhattan.
At the Nike headquarters in Midtown Manhattan for the 2018 WNBA Draft.
10 women transitioning from college and overseas will begin their life-achieving journey to play in the WNBA. The first overall pick went to South Carolina forward Asia Wilson, who was drafted by the Las Vegas Aces.
Overall #1 pick, just tell us your thoughts.
Oh man, I can't even put into words how blessed and happy I am to be the #1 pick. It's been a lot of fun these past couple of days, and I'm excited to finally have a home in Las Vegas, and I'm excited to work.
UConn Huskies had 3 players drafted. Gabby Williams selected 4th by the Chicago Sky. Azura Stevens, chosen 7th, goes to the Dallas Wings. And Kia Nurse will play under the bright lights of New York City for the Liberty, who picked her 10th. Nurse, who won 2 national titles as a player at UConn, explained how the program has helped its players transition to the WNBA.
Now you're transitioning from the college scene to the basketball scene. How has your coach at UConn, Gino Oriema, prepared you for that transition?
But fortunately, he has had a number of pros come from his program and be successful in the WNBA. And that's partially just how we prepare every single day for each and every game. Everything is very professional-like when we're there to try and help make the transition easier.
Edmonton Oilers defenseman Darnell Nurse offered some advice for his younger sister.
Well, obviously, first and foremost, I think I could give her a couple restaurant recommendations. I've been here a few times, so that'll be good. Yeah, as a professional athlete, obviously, not only on the court counts, but off the court, and I think I can help out. Obviously, I'm not a huge basketball player. I don't know a lot about systems or what it takes to play at the highest level, but I know what it takes to be a professional athlete off the court, and I'm just looking forward to teaching her some lessons.
Former NBA player and WNBA coach Dee Brown supported his daughter Lexi, who was drafted 9th by the Connecticut Sun.
Well, I got drafted in 1990 in the first round, so I've been in a situation that my daughter's been in, sitting in the green room waiting to get drafted. I played 12 years in the NBA. I've coached in the WNBA. I've coached in the G League. Right now I'm an executive with the LA Clippers, so to be here to see my daughter get drafted is very exciting. I think the biggest thing I told her was that just to be humble and always work hard. But when you're a leader, you're also a servant. You have to do the right things with your teammates on and off the court, and I think she has done a great job of doing that.
The first overall pick in WNBA history, former All-Star and champion Tina Thompson shared her memories and insight of the WNBA.
I kind of knew that I was being picked, but just the idea of kind of hearing it being announced and being totally official, it was amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely wasn't something that I dreamed of, because the WNBA wasn't in existence when I was a little girl. But amazing experience. I had a great career and just really blessed about being able to have the opportunity. I mean, it's an ever-growing and changing league, so in order to be at your best, you have to sit on a very strong foundation of work. So just getting better, adding something to your game like every off-season, but also coming to practice and literally doing your best every single time and, you know, leaving with no regrets.
See all the players make their debut as the WNBA season kicks off May 18th. Reporting from the Nike headquarters in New York, I am Tenny Sumagi, 1 with 25.
Thank you, Tenny. That's all for this week's EBC Sports International. Tune in next time for sports news from around the globe. I'm Ken Cruz, always one with 25.